this magical world, heroes are praised. But what defines a true hero?
Nobody cares! This is where things get interesting. So sit down and enjoy the show.
Wow.
What's up, villain fans?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Listen, welcome back, everybody. I know it's been another extra week. I don't know what it is, but we just had all kinds of nuttiness going on in between, and obviously we're Sans Gene again. So
Right.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Who?
yeah, and we'll make an announcement. I might as well just do it now. I know starting next week we're going to be changing from 9 to 8. So obviously we'll put that up so everybody will see. If you put the reminder, tick that bell, it'll kind of let you know. So we're starting a little bit earlier.
Yep.
It's just it's a scheduling thing, so we're trying to work it out this way. We're all here, which is also part of the reason Gene is not here with us and hasn't been for a while. So we're trying to work it out so we're all here at the same time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm joined by Mousepiration, and Warlock Larry has returned again.
That's right.
That's it, bro. It's stuck.
So how's everybody doing?
Better.
I'm doing good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm doing all right. Yeah, doing all right. Just got back from a Disney trip yesterday, so feeling a little tired, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we got to talk a little bit about that, just because of the trip and stuff. I saw
Sure.
the video. I joined your live stream when you guys were going into Nintendo Land. I kind of want to hear about that a little bit.
Sure.
And Mike,
Yeah, man.
obviously, Mike's been feeling a little bit under.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I was telling you guys like before the show, I've never felt blinding pain before, and now I understand the full definition of blinding pain. It's like when you're actually in that moment of pain, and then you think back on it, you have no recollection of what was actually happening, or it was just like. So I had a gallbladder attack, and I didn't think of anything of it. The funny story, though, I got to tell you this. So we went to the ER because obviously I thought I just had heartburn. I'm going to use that right now. I thought I had heartburn. I was like, all right, this will go away. We're walking in the farmer's feast or whatever. And then all of a sudden it started traveling, this pain to my side or whatever. And it got really bad. I mean, it got really bad. We had to go obviously to the ER. But this is the funny part. When we got to the ER, the doctor's telling me what are you feeling? And Chrissy's with me. And I'm like, well, yeah, it started off as agita, and it just worked its way down. And they're like, oh. And Chrissy leans over to me. She's like, I don't think they know what agita is. She's like, that's a New York thing. It's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I got agita. And they're like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what agita is? They're like, no. Why don't you say something? I was like, agita. Agita is I thought it was a slang word for heartburn that was just known universally. I didn't know it was a New York thing, but she's like, they don't know what agita is. And I looked at it, I was like, you know what agita is? Like, no. It's like, so what are you writing down? I just told you I got agita and I'm having a pain that moves to the side. What did you write down? So anyway.
I'll be honest, I never heard of that myself.
Never
What?
either. Never.
I haven't. I'm not from New York.
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on. If it's a New York thing, listen, my family may be from Jersey, but I don't know what the hell
it's a Jersey thing. I mean, it's like a
I get it, but
coast
I
thing.
haven't lived there since I mean, come on, man. My family's from there. I haven't been there since I was little. I wasn't worried about that shit when I was 3. The hell out of here. Larry, the funny thing is Larry's in the whole medical field. Do you know that?
No, agita, no. Never heard of it before.
So let me ask you this then. What's the actual definition of it then?
Of agita?
Yeah.
I think it's a slang, it's Italian New York slang thing. We went over how to talk about how to spell it because we don't know how to really spell it, like ACID or AGITA.
And I'm Italian. I didn't even know that.
Right. It's a weird, and then her and my dad would text it back and forth how to spell agita. But the definition is it's a slang for, I got heartburn, I got indigestion. So
okay. I mean, that's an interesting.
Next time you guys have heartburn, I got agita,
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, Christina knows.
It's
welcome in, everybody that's here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Mikey B, glad to see you as always.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Mike B.
Yeah, I don't, we'll see. What did he say? Oh, never mind. All right. Well, listen, I'm glad you're feeling better. I mean,
better.
What they do? They give you Mylanta or whatever.
So that was the thing. Was because again, I thought it was agita or heartburn, so I popped 3 Tums, thinking that'll help. We went to the ramen place, and I was like, I can't eat ramen right now. So, and then the 3 Tums, usually I take 2 Tums and I'm good, but didn't help. I got there, they gave me Mylanta just in case. Didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me morphine. Morphine didn't help either. But yeah, exactly. I give you agita.
I'm sure.
Yeah, her cooking gives me agita.
Oh Jesus!
Boy.
I wouldn't go there, bro.
You're right.
That's one of those things that you can't. What is that in your background? Is that a TV? Is that your? Oh, that's your Mac. Oh, it's your Mac. Sorry.
Yeah, it's. I'm like.
What's the background you got going? What is that?
So that's actually a picture I took, and then what I did is I animated the picture.
I like that.
So it's the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse at the very bottom. They have like this compass area where you could like searching and stuff. So I put Tinkerbell kind of inside this lamp here. I got the book in the background, flipping through the pages.
I love it.
I got a little like snowflakes coming in.
Yeah.
Looks good, man.
Yeah.
Good job on that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
man.
Ajita. Yeah.
So listen, I know tonight we're going to talk about, obviously our main course is going to be about the dining plan. Obviously, that's a big deal. It's been gone since at least before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into that. And obviously, we've got Goofy Neighbors. There was it seemed to be just an amount of garbage that happened at the parks. That happened at the parks, both in Disneyland and Disney World. We might start splitting it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I can't see. It seems like both parks are competing to see who they'll have the most
idiots.
People that are out there. Yeah. So,
idiot.
Just saying.
Right?
Saying,
I mean,
all over the parks.
You can't beat the Florida guy though. It doesn't matter. I mean,
wait, all right, hold on. Anything that happens to a male in Florida, they always put him in the headline as the Florida guy.
It's Florida Man. They should do a documentary called Florida Man and just literally do it on the top stories that they've ever had for Florida Man. It's hilarious.
I noticed this now, like watching the news. Everything's Florida Man enters. Florida Man does this. Florida Man.
Well, it's weird. They don't say Texas Man,
right?
New York Man. It's weird. I don't know. It's like a thing.
I would watch it.
And listen, we're just now entering the danger zone for Florida, as Mike would know, because we got hurricane season coming.
Yeah,
you're gonna have crappy storms and all that good stuff, and then of course we're gonna get brushed by. We'll get brushed by a few storms. We do every year. Hopefully, we don't get any direct hits. We kind of shoo it away, try to get it upstate. I don't know, but normally what we'll do is we get a few in the early part of the season, and then you'll get this dry spell, and then right at the end of the season, the last month, it's like it's bowling for dollars, man. They just start kicking out these storms coming off of Africa.
Right, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. So that is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys want to get started?
I guess we'll get started with our Goofy Neighbors segment. I jumped around a lot. I jumped from different parks and stuff like that this time.
Peninsula Man, Brandy and Dave. What's up, Dave?
Hey.
I should have written they should have Pennsylvania Man or something.
There you go.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's perfect thing. By the way, Dave, just so you know, I saw the schedule today. I think the Niners play the Steelers week 1, so we're gonna have to have a conversation about that.
No conversation to be had, really. I mean, every same conversation every year. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do good this year. Yeah. Anyway, might as well be a Mets fan. Anyway, so this will be the first one we bring in here.
Oh my God, this guy! I remember this one.
So I give him a lot of credit.
Go ahead.
But stupid. Wait, does it say any kind of man or like not Florida Man? So this takes place. Wait, in Busch Gardens in Tampa. Of course it does. Of course it does.
I can't believe this. By the way,
so this kid actually jumps in. I'm not gonna play the audio right now, but he jumps in to the alligator crocodile pit.
Over
the fence. Like obviously, this is a park day operating. This fan just jumps over the thing, goes into the crocodile pit with his little GoPro, and he's just shouting about.
Now I don't.
It's very dangerous. Here, guys.
There's no. I guess he's trying to mimic the crocodile hunter. Sounds like, right?
Oh,
that's
exactly
what it sounded
like, right?
Trying to do. He's trying to do the.
I'm curious about this because I know that I had saw where they obviously the park made basically a statement, and obviously they were not happy. Curious.
Oh right.
Any comments on here?
Lifetime ban. I'm curious if they are pressing charges or if they're banning them, or because I don't know how Busch Gardens handle things. I know how Disney does, but
yeah, no,
that is something. I mean, it's one of the stupidest. Yeah, it is an insult, especially that that accent was terrible. Yeah, I don't understand because you know what happens. The first if he gets his leg taken off.
All right, get back out.
And look, he hightails it out of there. Like he sees the crowd coming. It's like, oh, this is stupid. Yep. Bad choice. Yeah. And you can tell like the other people around, if you listen in, they're all like, come on, dude, stop. Like, no. But yet they all got their phones out.
Probably if I'm there, probably wouldn't have used the word dude. I would have had a few choice words for him.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, you're just, you're causing issues for everyone. Plus, get yourself killed or it's just a ridiculous, stupid act to do.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully he got his smacked real hard. I'm just saying. Just because he deserves it.
Yeah.
It's just listen, people doing stupid stuff. I even the people fighting each other, but when you're jumping into an alligator pit or the enclosure, you got to be, like the funny thing about that is go ahead and do that in a lion exhibit. I'll go ahead. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Almost a symbol a little bit. What happens?
I'm surprised you can actually just jump in there, just jump over the fence. There's not like some sort of like pit or something in between, like the actual display and the thing.
You bring up a good point. Here's the problem, Larry. This is how, and everybody knows somewhere or has worked anywhere. This is how policies are made, right?
Right.
You get the real that does this, and then what do they have to do?
Right.
So now they're gonna have to put up a stupid gate and put this thing over there so you can't observe it. Now you got to go through a chain link fence or something stupid like that, because you have jackasses like this.
True.
And that's the problem. So same thing. Everybody has that person at work that there was one guy that I used to work with. We used to call him Policy Boy because every policy was made after him. So it's just that's how policies are made. They have to wait till people do stupid crap. It's almost like the little notation instructions when you buy something, and it could be like a Connect 4 game, and they're like, please do not put these in your hole. It's like because people have done that crap. I don't understand it.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh, no. I would not be surprised.
Then you see them on like Discovery Channel, My Weird Addiction. I like to put Connect 4 pieces up my. Yeah. I didn't have the beeper, so I just improvised. But if you are joining us, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out our channel. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. Click that, like I always say, that stupid notification bell. Just let you know anytime we go live or put out some content. But thank you for joining the DVC, the Disney Villains Club. And if you are in right now we're going over some Goofy Neighbors segment. Typically, we break down our show into 3 parts here. Some Goofy Neighbors, where we kind of just talk about some stupid people around the parks. LeFou's News is a little bit more based on our meat and potatoes story, which is going to be our Disney dining plan and how it's returned or making its triumphant return. And then later on, I'm going to have the boys react to a little something that I've brought with me, a little show and tell we've got. But let's try to. Oh, it was not just that, but if the Gator would have took a shot, but yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
yeah. The Gator would have to be put down.
Yep.
And he didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
But jump into our next one. This one's a little silly. It's a little silly. Hold on. Where is this stupid thing here? All right.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Universal Studios stop ride to remove. So when I read, read this title with me. Universal Studios stops ride to remove pregnant Vanderpump Rules star.
Yeah, at first I was like, what is a pregnant Vanderpump? And then I realized,
yeah.
So it's just important.
I was like, Vanderpump Rules star. So I'm like, okay, obviously Vanderpump is some kind of show, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
guess so.
I've never seen it, but I guess.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And here, look, it's still running. It's still a running show while attending a family trip to Universal Studios.
Holy cow!
What is this show?
And I still have never heard of it.
Still. So this star of the show, wait, they got.
It's like something Larry would watch.
She posted this photo. Yeah.
No.
Warlock Larry loves to
Vanderpump Rules.
Pregnant Vanderpump just doesn't. Anyway, bad headline.
No.
They just had to stop the Secret Life of Pets ride to kick me off because I'm pregnant. I'm not embarrassed or anything. Also, it goes like -2 miles an hour. Like, it goes like -2.
Why does Chrissy always know the answer to everything we're asking?
I was going to say, it definitely sounds like a reality show. Like, I've heard of it. I've never watched it, but it had that, has that title that just like a screaming reality show.
How the hell does she know this?
I will say this. Well, first of all, Mike, I don't know how you don't know that she knows this because she used to watch it. I'm surprised she didn't get you to watch it with her. But here's the thing. See, she's talking about Magic 8 Balls, and I don't even want to know. But we're not even going to get into that. The interesting thing about this is and again, obviously we're just seeing a picture like this. I don't know if she's got a huge belly, but I don't think I got into the parks in any of them and seen a person getting taken off a ride for being pregnant. Because usually they give you the warning. You probably shouldn't ride if you're pregnant, but I mean, I guess it's up to you. I don't know. Right. I've never seen them go out of their way to stop somebody for that.
And so to stop a ride in the middle, like they just had to stop the Well, Larry, have you ever? Is that either one of you guys? Have you ridden the Secret Life of Pets ride?
Yeah, I have. It's at Universal Hollywood, and it is. It's doesn't go fast at all. I mean, it's like a slow ride. I mean, it's kind of like it's a good comparison.
Like Goofy's Barnstormer kind of thing. Like
no, not even like that. Not even like that at all. That Barnstormer is like way up. Yeah, kind of like Small World. Yeah, that's
dude.
That's a good comparison.
I mean, it reeks of liability concerns,
right?
But even going that would be like saying, "Hey, if you're pregnant, you can't go on It's a Small World." Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
right. And the thing is, like,
you
already messed up. You already let her go onto the ride.
Well, yeah, she had to get in line. They clearly saw her.
Yeah.
You could say it ahead of time. Hey, don't go on the ride. Like, Universal has been really great with a lot of things lately, especially all the changes they're making to the parks and stuff. But this one was kind of like, all right, I just very a stupid headline to make.
I'll tell you what, and it's funny. It's interesting that this is obviously Universal.
Cassie Schroeder.
We took Aiden. This was a couple years back when he was a little bit younger, and he had just hit a height where he was just right there for the Revenge of the Mummy ride. So they have the measuring stick right out front, right? He'd been dying to ride this thing. He got it where his hair was touching the bottom of the wood, the wood.
Just barely. Yeah. Like he spiked his hair that day.
They checked him, let him in line. We waited. Ooh. Before you get on the ride, they check you again, and then they're like, "Oh no!" So did his height change in the last 45 minutes?
Dude,
that you let him. Yeah, I was really pissed. So I was like, "Get me a manager because you're not going to have it where you tell him he's getting on. You have him wait all this time. We get here, and then you're like, no, that makes no sense." So of course, after that, it was kind of funny. They ended up assigning a cast member to us for the rest of the day, and they just walked us around and just fast passed us on everything. So I mean, that worked out pretty good. But I still felt bad because it was a bum out. But it was just weird. It's like, well, if he was okay there, that's how he got in line. It wasn't like he snuck in. So why is it changing now? So yeah, it's just interesting that it's Universal again.
What was the big emergency that would cause them to ruin the other guest ride? Well, and that's funny too. You say guests. I think we're all like Disney-fied where we say guests because at Universal they don't say guest. I mean, customers,
like shoppers.
Yeah, right.
People. But yeah, to
Universal people.
Point, like they said, screw these other 12 people who are in this vessel or whatever. I got to remove the pregnant lady that I already messed up, led on. You just might as well just continue to ride because now you make an even worse liability. God forbid she slips on the way out, exiting the vehicle or anything like that. Then you're even worse conditions because now you forced her to get out of the vehicle and it wasn't her choice. And now it's just sticky and
now she's made
a goofy
wicked. And now she's made a stupid spectacle of it. Because now it's on social media. And
exactly.
Well, maybe actually now it'll get people to watch the show because now people know what Vanderpump is.
Exactly. See, that's what this smells of to me. This smells like a publicity.
It does.
Publicity
I'm
thing,
still not watching. You're right.
Yeah, it does. Because that ride, like I said, like she even said, it's like negative 2 miles an hour. Totally true. That ride is not fast by any means.
No, she said it's like, oh my God, it's like negative 2 miles an hour. So
these are visitors.
I'm not bothered though. Anyway, I don't know the show, but and the show named Vanderpump, and she's a star of Vanderpump. I have to believe she talks somewhat like that. Anyway, this next one, speaking of rides being stopped, like,
oh yeah, this.
All right.
I didn't even realize this is our running theme right now. So this one, hold on, because obviously this one is taken from afar, but this is Cedar Point. Cedar Point does anybody know? Is that Ohio? I think Cedar Point.
Sure, it sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Cedar Point.
Where's Christina? Ask Christina.
I'm sure Chrissy will know.
Chrissy freaking knows. I don't know how stupid. She's got like these weird things in her head, this random information. But as you can see, this employee is walking up these stairs very confidently, and he's going obviously to this what you think would be stuck roller coaster, but it's not stuck. They actually stopped this ride, and he's making this trip. So these guests are just sitting there waiting like we are.
You know, my man's sweating and panting when he gets up.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's a ways, man.
What do you think he's saying as he's going up? Like,
Yeah, I don't get paid enough for this.
He's got the Home Alone Joe Pesci thing on.
Yeah.
See, Chrissy said Ohio. It's
Yeah,
Ohio.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's still going up.
He's got to get the front of the train.
Right. You know why?
Oh, I read the article.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the video. It was too long. It was too long to wait till this guy got to the front.
Oh, I'm just gonna pause it right there. Oh, hey guys. By the way, yeah. Did you want fries with that or no? So he actually made his way to the front of this. They stopped his vehicle with all these people in there. He walked up these stairs to go to the front because somebody, a guest, a visitor, a rider, took out their phone. And that was it.
My understanding, it was a selfie stick, though. Is that the case?
Oh,
no.
Yeah, my understanding. Or no?
Was it? I think that's a different one.
My understanding
that's a
was
different
this was
one.
a selfie stick.
No, don't. That's a different one. That's the next video.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We got a theme. He's literally walking up to the front. He just grabs the phone. Look, it's just a phone.
Wow.
You can have this at the end of the school.
They haven't seen Mike clearly using his cell phone on Tron, so I'm just, which is way more dangerous. Way more.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Way more irresponsible.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was at a family barbecue.
Listen,
I had a gallbladder
as much
attack.
as you don't know what I'm talking about, there's literally a huge blow up photo of you doing it like this on the right.
That's right. There's two. I actually have two different times I rode Tron. You see me like in the front, like,
dude, that is hilarious. You don't have it on your computer, do you? Because I would love for you to bring that up just so people could see it.
Man, no. Wait, let me get my Disney Experience app up here and running stuff. But yeah, no.
It's kind of crazy. My thing though is as it's going up, are they literally watching like? Billy, is that a phone? Is he stop the train? I'm gonna go up there. Give me at least. I'll be back in 15 minutes. And he starts walking,
talking on the phone. Like
that's a little weird. I mean, everybody uses phones on these things. Now, I thought it was a selfie stick because that's kind of like a no-no. But honestly, with people holding the phones, I'm wondering how many people have dropped them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, Chrissy said this is probably why we're not getting our ride photos anymore. So clearly, you've gotten banned from that.
Yeah, because we went on Pirates of the Caribbean, and we've been going on Haunted Mansion a lot. Like every time we go to Magic Kingdom, those are like two rides that we just must do. Every time we go on Magic Kingdom, we do like funny faces, stuff like that. Wait for our photo, nothing ever happens. Go on Pirates of the Caribbean yesterday, we did a funny photo, nothing happens. So either the face recognition doesn't recognize us anymore, or maybe it recognizes us too well that they said, okay, no more photos for these folks. So,
I've noticed a couple rides, and Pirates is one of them. Haunted Mansion is another one where more often than not, at least 75% of the time, we don't get the photos for them. We do the same thing, the sleeping, the funny faces, and all that stuff. And I don't know if they just get mad and they're like, delete. We're not giving you your photos. You're making funny. I don't know, but there's a couple rides that those two rides specifically, we never get them.
You see the giant ring light in there?
Yeah, you can see it. And they're like,
I can see it.
Literally cupping the phone while doing 60 miles an hour in this thing. I'm just
no.
Yeah.
Oh, and everyone that goes on
Crazy
Buzz Lightyear, you always get somebody else's photos on Buzz Lightyear. I don't know what it is. It's the only ride. I don't know if they can't program it. I don't know what it is. There's
that happens a lot.
You know, Chrissy and I haven't done Buzz Lightyear yet together, so maybe something we have to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get someone else's photos, go on it. Perfect.
At least I get some kind of ride.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to get some photos.
Shoot. All right.
You know.
And we got the last one here.
All right, let's check out this last one.
But this one, to your point, this makes sense. Security called. This was Disney. Yeah. And this one actually has some really good video. So security called to Disney ride after guest puts others in danger. I love Inside the Magic, the way they.
Oh, they're clickbaity. Yeah. Oh my God, are they clickbaity?
Clickbaity to know, like they're
on another level. Like they have been some of their stuff. I'm like, holy cow.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
It's egregious.
Egregious. After 30 minutes, these land cast members began to evacuate procedure and guests. So
you got to put it up.
It's not coming up yet.
No,
I'm not here yet. Oh, there we go. Whoopsie.
There you go.
Hey now. So the Incredicoaster, we all love the Incredicoaster.
Yeah,
Love the Incredicoaster.
And this person has a video.
We got stuck on the highest point of the Incredicoaster. Let me tell you how. I love getting this certain shot on this coaster. I've done it
great.
Probably ever since I've had a 360 cam.
Yeah, great
There's a
video.
couple shots of
I love
loop,
getting this
and then
shot.
going
So this is
from the
obviously
loop
something I've done before.
into this tunnel that is always magic. We sat in front, so here's Lily and I and the girls in the back going through the loop, and then all of a sudden, no way, we were stuck at the highest point of the roller.
Well, what do you think happened there? Look at his hand
It's
right
like
there.
this.
What do you think happened here? I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna keep it on mute because he's got his own captions there, but we can kind of commentate on what's going on here. Yeah, we just broke down. We were hanging out there. I got my selfie stick, and it's got that little ghost feature where it doesn't show the selfie stick. Say hello to everybody. Cast member comes up. Yep.
Do they kick everybody off?
Everybody. So
Yeah,
now that
they
everyone's getting
evacuated
evacuated off the Incredicoaster. He's making his way down the stairs, making his way to the exit, and he's greeted with security guards to say, "Oh, hey, guess what? Can't have a selfie stick on the ride." Just letting you know. So the issue is, I think it's a selfie stick or whatever it is. So the guy's like, "Oh, I don't know what you got there, but that selfie stick, I think is that the selfie stick? Is that Larry? Oh,
It looks like
kind of, not quite though.
he heard me.
I love when they do this and then they get like, obviously they get called out for it. And unfortunately for everybody else, they got kicked because of the jackass.
Right.
So they tell you don't bring on selfie sticks. They tell you this other stuff. And then when you get nabbed for it, you make a video questioning why.
Right.
I don't understand that. Like, don't be an idiot, man. Like, you know why. Just fess up. Just take the L and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you did. I cannot stand people like that. It's because they want to grandstand on social media. Look what happened to me, and I don't understand. It's stupid. It's stupid because you got caught.
Right.
And that's the only thing. And I get it. There's a reason for it because people have dropped those damn things. This is how policies are made. Somebody got in the head with it. It's just
patty, man.
Just take the L, man, and do what you did, obviously, and stop acting like you don't know why or that you're upset about it.
Told you never bring Patty, man. He always
tell you
gets
what,
us in
though,
trouble.
I tell you what, if I'm on that coaster and we get kicked off for that, I'm smacking him in the back of the head. That hat's coming off, bro.
Let me see that selfie stick real quick.
Right.
You deserve, let me see that stick. Flat.
Well, it's funny though because he said he's done it before, right?
Right.
So I mean,
That's
the thing. So, and I guess that's why he figured, I could do it. Well, clearly someone either didn't want to bother or whatever. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Nick.
And I get it.
Yeah.
But and again, if that's the case, if you've already done it, and I love how I guess he keeps getting the same video. You've already gotten the shot. You got lucky without getting snagged, but don't ruin anything else. And again, if you do get snagged and you do get kicked off, stop acting like you don't know why, or stop acting like it's stupid. You know why.
The thing is, it's not even a good video.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen some pretty good ones. It's an Insta 360 is what he has.
It's cute.
It's
a cool. I will say this, it's a cool angle kind of thing.
Yeah. Because you can edit however way you want it to look, and to get
of course he's doing it
all the way
views.
around. Oh yeah.
This is
you think, Nick?
Yes. I'm sorry.
But it's weird though, because you guys know, it's like when you go in and they look in your bag, they ask you, do you have any selfie sticks? They look at your camera equipment. It's like, does this extend?
Right.
So I mean, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, the selfie stick could also be plastic, so it doesn't pick up on a metal detector, so they don't have to necessarily search his bag.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because I have a selfie stick that sometimes I'll take into like the parks and stuff like that, or I'll go to a resort with it. I mean, I don't extend it. I don't pull it out at all. It's just there if I ever want to set up a tripod, but the plastic one never goes off.
Are we still talking about selfie sticks? Or I don't know. We were talking about extensions and tripods.
Right.
So I just want to make sure we're still talking about this.
Right. And so I will add too that I was just at the park, just this weekend, right? And I rode the Incredicoaster. I did almost a 12-hour live stream.
Damn.
On Saturday
on just the Incredicoaster, and you rode it 640 times.
No. But I was live on my, obviously I was live streaming, and I rode the Incredicoaster.
Wait, so you were live? Wait. What was your gear? What did you have?
I had my phone. But
did you have it on a tripod?
I had it. I did have it on a gimbal, but I took it off. Because I knew that wasn't going to work because it's just I didn't want to.
Well, the power, the G forces would screw up the gimbal anyway. In fact, Mike, you already know the pocket Osmo Pocket has issues with that stuff, even in FPS mode. So
yeah, I can't handle that.
Yeah. So I took it off, and it was just gonna, maybe hold on to my phone with my hand while I was on the ride.
I don't know who would do that.
I don't know either.
Like,
but it was funny because
no evidence. Wait.
Cast member said, I was sitting there, I had it in my hand. He's like, you need to put your phone away. And so I don't know when this video was taken, obviously, of this guy with the Insta360, but they did definitely told me to put my phone away. So I might have put my phone away.
I might have, and then took it back out.
As soon as it starts going.
And then took it back out.
Some people, they do that on rides like Tron.
Right, exactly.
Wait. Here's the thing. No. They
Disclaimer.
want you to take your phone out. Let me explain that to you right now, because Tron, they even have a little pouch in the front. They have lockers. You can put everything you need in lockers. But once you get onto the ride, they still have a compartment for you to put things that you didn't put in your locker. But what
maybe
would
stuff you forgot? You'd have a pair of sunglasses on your head. You forgot. Possible.
Or a phone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, of course.
Yeah.
Well, see, like at Velocicoaster at Universal down there, you actually go through a metal detector.
Yeah.
Before you get on Velocicoaster.
So
you can't, there's no sneaking anything on there because.
Dude, now listen, I will say this. I mean, obviously I've brought many, I've used my cell phone on cameras, Everest and stuff, but most of the time when it comes to that, the GoPro is king for that stuff, especially with the,
it
just really is.
Yeah.
But wait, now you can't use the GoPro like you always would, like on the strip. So wait, when I first did Tron, I suited up like the Unabomber. I had 2 wrist straps, 2 GoPros ready to go. And they told me I couldn't go on. I had to have the chest mount. And I was like, what? Why? It's on my wrist. I don't want it on my chest. I don't want to be looking down and think. I want the angle that I want. You understand? So
I understand.
I have to now have this giant bra, or the bro, if you're a dude, and I have to have the GoPro sitting there. And they should have the GoPro. Oh, that's what the bra is called.
Hey, but remember, Mike, I had to do it twice because the first time the angle wasn't good. I had to use the chest strap
upside down.
I got it the second time, which came out way better.
Yeah.
And it works fine, but it took a couple times to get and of course, it's not like you can just keep getting on, trying to getting off. It's literally once a day, and you got to get the virtual queue and all that stuff. I had to do it over 2 different trips. It was a pain in the butt. But
if you miss it once, you're like,
a lot of times, though, I'll be honest, the GoPro with the foam grip, you just put the strap around your hand and just hold it, which it's not going to fall out. That thing has been outstanding because it has such good, I guess, anti-vibration and all that other stuff. So it actually looks like it's on a gimbal when it's really not.
Right.
I need to. I had the 2 GoPros, and I didn't like the picture. So maybe you have to give me kind of like a quick tutorial on that, because
I showed you the video. Remember, I told you, I was like, bro, it came out.
It looked dope. Yeah. I mean, the time lapses, everything you've done that you showed me was like sick. So, but yeah, I think that's going to round it off and close out our Goofy Neighbors.
We got to move on. We can talk forever.
All right.
Talk about tons of idiots in the park. Yeah, no problems. Don't act like it's the first time you were abroad. Yeah. It was college and it was cold, okay?
Patty, it's called the support strap. All right, we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a satchel.
Actually. But yeah, so we are going to jump into our LeFou's news, which is all about the dining plan. Now, I really haven't dove into the dining plan yet. I haven't had experience with the dining plan per se in the past, because I've always thought it was stupid, but people swear by it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, we've got some words from our sponsors, WNBC. I love you. You look so hot right now. You look so cute.
Oh, thanks.
I don't even want to know.
Now you know what she's doing? She's spraying pesticides all around the apartment right now. So she does her nightly,
Nightly
Florida.
sprays.
Now that we moved to Florida, we have to, she has to spray every night because she's scared of these giant bugs that don't exist in New York. So she's just running around, spraying away. But the Disney dining plan, like I said, people do swear by this thing. and maybe somebody can convince me as to why. But Larry was talking to me a little bit about it beforehand.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and bring some of this up too, share this with you. So Larry, can you explain to me the dining plan? And Joey, I'm sure have you used Joey?
I got a lot to say, but
Okay.
I want Larry to go first.
Well, to be honest, we've only used it once. But for us, it worked out really well for us. We felt really good about it. It was something that we could pay for in payments with our reservation for our Disney World trip.
Okay.
So that was kind of a plus for us, just right out of the gate, something that we could pay for in advance, make some payments on or whatever. Excuse me.
Oh,
But it was four of us all together. So I think if you have a bigger group that's going to go, I think it pays off a little bit better because you have more people involved. Because everybody knows Disney's expensive, food is expensive. If you're paying, if you're eating at the park every single day for like a 3 or 4 day trip, I mean, you're spending a wad of cash. I mean, at least with the dining plan, you can prepay some of that to offset some of that cost. You can make some payments for it. And it really made our trip much more enjoyable, just like peace of mind, just knowing that we've already got some food and stuff taken care of. And if you're going to splurge to do some other things, because it doesn't apply to everything.
right.
I mean, there's different plans. There's just quick service, or you can get table service and quick service and snacks.
And
just
mobile orders now.
Right. So then I think that might be new. I don't remember that because, like I said, we've only used it the one time. But for us, we loved it, and I'm super excited for that it's back. For when we plan some other trips, so we can prepay to get some of our food costs kind of just out of the way right from before we even get there.
All right. So I'm kind of just navigating through the website now because this is honestly the first time I would ever look at the Disney dining plan. In my past trips, never used it because I was telling Larry before the show started that when I go to Disney World, or when I went to Disney World in my younger days and my heyday when I lived in New York and came here and stuff like that, and I was able to digest anything I'd want, I'd have like Pop-Tarts before I went to the park. I just, whatever, we go to the store, we take it to our Pop Century, whatever, and I have a Pop-Tart before I get to the park. I never really did the whole dining experience, but now that I'm older and I find an interest in food and I eat to live now, or I live to eat rather than eat to live, I enjoy some fine dining experiences. And, rather than cereal and Pop-Tarts, this is something now that intrigues me. But do I really save, and how? Joey, you said you've done it before?
Well, yeah, we've done it many, many times. Now, obviously, this is all pre-pandemic and all this stuff. We've done it many times. To Larry's point, yeah, it's really good because you're basically paying for it ahead of time, so you have a set price that's already paid for, and you already have your stuff set. Now, there's different packages, just like it works with park passes and all that other stuff. When you get annuals, there's all kinds of different ones. So you got ones that are your sit down dinings, your quick service. Right. So it really depends on that. Now it's funny that Patty was talking about Gene. He swears by it, and that he plans his stuff 6 months in advance. Now there's good and bad with this. Now the good is obviously you already know what you're paying, because we all know if you don't win, especially since it's been gone for several years, you kind of go there. You've already got your annuals, assuming you have annuals or not. You got your park passes. You got to pay for your hotel, resort, wherever you're staying. Gas in the car, all that other stuff. And then, of course, food is really your biggest expense besides everything else. But food is always going to be your biggest expense, whether you got 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, a bunch of that stuff. So you're never really sure what you're spending because you're kind of going there. And, everybody knows if you do any of the sit-down dinings, listen, go to Ohana, 65 a person, 69 a person, or 60 a person. Go to even the Roundup Barbecue. That's going to be a same thing, 60 a person. So you have a couple people, your bill's going to be $150, $150. So when you got the dining plan, which some of the ones I think we used to run around $600-700, and at a really good time, sometimes you would get it as long as you would stay. And again, 2 points I'm going to make. One, the longer you stay, the more it's worth it. So if you're only there for 2 days, probably not worth it. Don't worry about it. Once you get into that 3, 4, 5 days, it's almost a must, or you're going to be spending way more than that. So it's kind of one of those things. We used to take the checks because they still give you the check wherever you go. And this is more for the sit down stuff. This isn't the quick serve stuff. I mean, they give you checks, but when they give you these $130, $150, $160 things, we would kind of keep track of that stuff just to see what it would have come to if we didn't get the dining plan. And it was always way more.
So speaking of keeping track of it, like I don't know if, again, because I didn't use it, but Did you ever, right here it says, you know, the way to do it is you choose a restaurant. Once you're there, you show your ID, so on, and then you track it. Back then, when the dining plan existed beforehand, was the Disney My Experience app like?
No, it was around, but it wasn't as good as it is now. It was a little more wonky. And
I'm saying, were you able to track what you were using at that time too? Or?
I don't think so back then. You could.
I think the time that we used it, we did use the app to track it. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I will say this. One point I want to make. There's also a really good reason not to get it.
Oh.
And I know it seems counterintuitive, but there's a couple reasons for this. One, I'm going to get into real quick because what happens is, and this goes back to what Patty was talking about with Gene. You're planning your vacation, right? Let's say you plan 6 months in advance. So now you got, let's say you want to do character dining, right? We used to do that with Aiden because it was easy. We didn't have to wait in line when he was younger, and they would come to you. It was great. They signed the thing, they take pictures. You don't have to deal with all the nonsense. So you can do it while you're eating. It was great. So when you do that type of stuff, the problem has, and it did happen to us, you have this stuff planned, you get to the park, and all of a sudden you're checking the app and you see, hey, there's a short wait time over at Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever park you're in, and you're like, crap, we have a dining reservation right now. So now what do you do? Screw the ride. We got to go to the dining reservation. Otherwise, they charge you anyway. You see what I'm saying? So
yes,
you can see where it will cause you a problem of doing that. So sometimes what a lot of guys, or not a lot of guys, but a lot of people like to do is they just kind of go with the quick serve because you're a little bit more mobile with that. You can kind of bounce around and not have to worry so much about it. So
that's kind of like what I guess I'm at right now. There's two types of dining plans. You could do the Disney quick service dining plan for families on the go all day. There's a fast and easy meal option. Obviously, it's not that sit down dining experience. And this includes everyone in the party ages 3 and over receives the following: 2 quick service meals per night of stay, 1 snack, non-alcoholic drink. But Andrea did say that we should have a cocktail dining plan.
Of course, Andrea would say.
1 resort refillable drink mug. I mean, the resort refillable drink mug, I feel like is almost worth it itself.
Oh, those are good, especially if you're staying at the resort. And my understanding, it works everywhere, not just in the resort. Oh, this one does, but they have them that if you bring it to the park with you, it works there too. So that's worth it when it comes to that.
That's pretty great.
It is. It's just, again, it really depends on what you pick. And yes, your sit down dining can get in the way sometimes because you're trying to plan months in advance. Yeah. And then when you get there, things change at the park. You already know
all the time.
Yeah. So there's reasons to get it, not reasons to get it. But I think overall it's more positive because you kind of have it just like anything else. You know what you're paying ahead of time and you're done with that. So
the Disney dining plan, that's a little bit more, I guess, for the sit down.
Yes.
Elegant, maybe Disney adult trips. Because here it says like 1 quick service meal, 1 table service meal, 1 snack, non-alcoholic drink, and 1 resort refillable mug. There's a non-alcoholic drink. Does that count as a snack?
Yeah, so you could get let me tell you, the snacks are actually pretty awesome because what'll happen is you get busy and stuff, and what they do is you don't lose them, so they'll start stacking up over days. So if you stay for like a week, we would get to the 5th day and have we still got to get 6 snacks and all this other stuff. So smoothies count as snacks.
So that was my next question is like you can actually bank whatever you're not using that day.
Absolutely.
But isn't it only for the length of your trip though? So once you reach to the end of your trip, if you haven't used them,
you better use them.
You can't use them again, like for your future trip.
Yeah, there's been times where on our last day, we're like, we still have a bunch of quick snacks. We would just just getting stuff to go because we were getting ready.
That's what I'm thinking.
But you don't lose it. At least you just you got to use it within your trip.
Yeah.
Right.
So because there's times where you realize that day you're like, man, we didn't drink enough water today, or man, we didn't really eat enough today. We were too busy running around. So but
I think they should have a drink plan, and I'm not talking about a cocktail plan, Andrea, but just a regular drink plan. They should have that too. Well, then again, we'd have a lot more to talk about on our Goofy Neighbor segment.
It's a win-win.
Yep.
They should I feel like every time I go to a booth in Epcot, I have to buy a drink. I mean, I do take a water bottle, and that water bottle I usually refill everywhere.
Right.
But if I want Coke or something like that, just give me let me pay $25 for the day, and I could just refill everywhere because a bottle of Dasani water that they serve is almost $5. So if I go through sweating Epcot, I'm buying 4 bottles already. It's like,
right.
$20 or whatever. So it's like, let me pay $25 and I can just have a park refillable mug. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I'm just saying.
Right.
But I mean, this looks great, but like you said, the length of the stay definitely may waver should you get it or not.
Think if you're anything 3 days and over, I would probably recommend doing it.
And it says you can now purchase or now you can add a dining plan to the Walt Disney Travel Company packages that include a Disney Resort hotel stay. So you have to be staying on property with arrivals on or after January 9th, 2024. Now, can you make those reservations 6 months in advance, or is it still 60 days?
I'm not sure how
for the dining.
Yeah.
I don't think it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whenever you can actually book is when they'll allow it. And I will say this: there was a time, if you pay attention, there, and I don't know because they just brought it back, so they won't do it now. But there was a time where, depending on if you stayed at one of the deluxe resorts, they would include the dining package with it because they know you're going to be paying a bit more for staying where you're at, whether it be, Animal Kingdom Lodge or Contemporary or something. They would just include it. You're talking, it was like a $700 package that would be included with it. Now you're paying a good chunk of change for the resorts themselves, but it was worth it because when we would keep track of the stuff, you'd spend at least $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 on just food for a lot of the sit downs, quick service, all that stuff. So, I don't think, since they just brought it back, I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon. But when they try to trump up, some reservations, this is kind of what they do. They'll give you half off or, something like that. But again, it was generally just for the deluxe resorts, at least because
now here I am, right? Let's say I'm going in 90 days or something like that, or a month and a half or whatever. And I decided to change my vacation package. I booked a dining plan, right? Now I go look at dining plan options, and the restaurant, I can't get a freaking reservation because it's hard to get reservations these days.
It is.
So now I paid for this dining plan. I possibly don't get the restaurants I want. Do I keep it or not? Like, does it go based off of what I can get and can't? Like, I wonder what the cancellation rate is. Once I have the dining plan, then I look and like, oh, I can't even get the reservations I want. Meanwhile, if you do check the My Disney Experience app more times than not, if me and Chrissy want to go to the Grand Floridian Cafe, we check 60 days out. Never available off all the awkward times, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. We want a 5 o'clock dinner because we're getting older. If we check the morning of, it's there. Or 4 hours beforehand, it's there. It's usually there. And sometimes I've said, let's just start driving there because I have a feeling it'll open up. It usually always does. And that's not always, that's what Grand Floridian Cafe and some of the, other places like that, like Ohana, that never happens or something but the other day,
it's funny you mention that because we're just going through that with Ohana. So we got, we're leaving next week. We've been checking for weeks since we got back on our last trip where we stayed at Contemporary. And it's funny about that is when we stayed there, we hopped on the monorail. We were going to go to the park to eat, but we were going to Magic Kingdom. You already know the distance between, the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and then of course Grand Floridian, and it goes on after that. We had just pulled out of the Contemporary. And Sam just happened to be checking something, and an Ohana post literally popped up 20 minutes from the time that we were. So she took it. It was outstanding, but we've been checking now for weeks. We first only were able to get a breakfast. So we had that. And then a 9:50 p.m. showed up. So we just snagged that and then canceled the other one. We're going to continue to check all the way up until the day of. So
now the other thing too is because now you can't. It's not 2 hours. Recently, they've had it. You were able to cancel your reservation up to 2 hours.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, if we want to go eat at 5 o'clock, let's check right around 2:55. And usually something always pops up. Right. But now Disney kind of gotten away, they did away with that because people were starting to make reservations at certain resorts like Grand Floridian or Polynesian, getting there early and then canceling it just so they can get better parking to go into Magic Kingdom. And I feel like we've abused that as guests.
The hack was abused. A lot of us use that hack.
And I get them getting rid of that. It stinks. But then again, it also gave me strategic, vantage point for when I did want to book a reservation. I knew to check 2 hours beforehand because something may just open up last minute. So now it's just got to live on that friggin' app, whether I'm outside the park planning to go to the park or when I'm in the park doing My Disney Experience app and Genie Plus. But
it works. It's a way, and it does work. But yeah, certain ones like Ohana and stuff are really hard to get. But you're right. We've had better luck when we were there and a much shorter time span than weeks out like we're checking right now.
Right.
So, I get it. But yeah, and to your point where you mentioned if you get the dining plan and what if you can't get, reservations for the place you want to get and stuff. I honestly don't know if they would give preference for that. I doubt it.
Right.
But I don't know. And I'm not talking about they would come out and say that. What I'm saying is I don't know if that's something on the back end. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, you make a good point. If there's some places that you want to go, it's just like, it's just like if you're coming from far and you wanna ride certain rides that either you don't get the virtual queue for, or it's the lines are 120
Dude, it breaks my heart every time I hear a guest talking about or complaining about like, I couldn't get on Guardians my trip. I couldn't get on Tron this trip. It's like,
and that's what I'm saying. It sucks for those people because I've always talked about this. I said for us, it doesn't matter because we're just like, well, we're just going to try it again in 6 weeks. But there's people that come once every 5 years and they don't know the tricks of the trade and how to get, to really, I'm not saying it's foolproof, but to really give yourself a much better chance of getting that virtual queue in the mornings than if you didn't know about it. So by the time within 16, 15, 20 seconds, they're gone. It's just
this is something that guests have been crying out for to return for a very long time. Was the Disney dining plan. So I guess there is a call to action and there is a huge demand for it. And I hope everybody is happy that it came back, who wanted it to come back. Now that I'm a freaking local, of course, now it comes back. So there's no real incentive for me to do it. Anyway, stupid.
Like Mike's here. We can go ahead and bring it back.
But we got to say, I have to tip my hat, and I got to admit that I am wrong because Bob Iger has come in, and he's turning back the clocks of time. That's for damn sure. He's making the old Disney. Of course, there's still some things I don't agree with that Disney does, and I feel like that'll always be a running relationship that I have with them.
Be the case.
Yeah, love and hate relationship with them. Universal, anybody, no one's ever going to do it the way we always want it. You can't please everybody all at once. But I definitely like the direction that Disney's going in with the parks, such as Genie Plus is being made a little bit easier from what I've heard. Some things are coming out, but I think it's time for us to move on. So final verdict, Joey D, on the dining plan. What do you think about it?
I think it's good if you've got enough people going or if you're staying for enough days. And if you kind of know if you're going to be doing this dining or not, just know that you might get stuck on a reservation that you made months in advance. So there's pros and cons to it. Just make sure you kind of look at the trip that you're taking and what you're trying to get out of it.
And Warlock, what do you think?
Yeah, again, I kind of agree with Joey totally, but I'm psyched for it to be back.
Yeah,
I think.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're psyched.
Yeah, psyched, man. I'm looking for that cocktail. Though
he's like, now that Andrea said it, I can't get it out.
Oh man, that sounds good.
I'm waiting for a hand to come in, like a hand to come in, and just like grab you, give you a cocktail real quick.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh my
gosh. I wish I could experience the dining plan, and maybe I will. The only time I could see that really being beneficial is on a cruise when everything's already inclusive. So that's the next thing me and Chrissy have to do.
Yeah, you guys being locals, it kind of farts on the whole thing.
Really,
it does fart on the whole thing.
Sorry.
Do you have a little? You don't have a little fart bubble sound?
Do I?
No.
I know I did. I'm just. I don't want to hit the wrong one.
I was gonna say you hit the wrong button. It may be a real fart thing, but
yeah. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I didn't hit the wrong one.
Well, since Gene isn't here, I guess I'm going to go ahead and bring up this graphic on the screen. Your fairy tale vacation. Gene used to do this, but if you are interested in 100% free traveling plan and free quotes, you can call Neil at Your Fairy Tale Vacation. You can even email him, neil@yourfairytalevacation.com. You can give him a call at 713-817-5934. And if you didn't catch that, that's 713-817-5934. He doesn't just specialize in Disney, but Universal, Disney Cruise, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Princess Cruise, Alani going to Hawaii, and he has an Instagram also, Disney Universal Travel Planner, and you put up the thing there. And I can't finish reading the thing, but I think I got it. I think.
Go ahead. Go. We got one more to run.
They got
short one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah, here we go.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Go ahead and use them if you can, because they are really, it's really crazy how you would think that you get this stuff sent to you that it wouldn't be like it just came from there, but I don't know how they do it, but it still seems to be exactly.
Is
really
it those little like silica packets that keeps it fresh?
I guess it's just crazy because it seems like
your mouth.
Yeah,
I know. No, I'm just kidding.
It just seems like it's still like it's not like stale or anything like that. You know what you get, so it's kind of crazy.
In the silica pack, it's ribbed for your taste bud pleasures.
All right, so what are we checking out on our
show?
Our faction reaction.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I kind of flipped the script because we got hit with that stupid copyright thing the last time. But I've got some news for you guys, kind of in my realm that I want to share with you.
Mike, you're scaring me.
And
right,
you're scaring me a little bit. Did you come up with this when you were not feeling well?
No. This is legit stuff. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because I'm gonna bring it up here. I don't know if you guys had a chance, or if anybody out there in the Disney universe has had a chance to watch a little something today called the WWDC. Does anybody know what that is?
I don't know what the hell that is.
Nope.
That is.
Should I know what it is?
Is it on after Vanderpump Rules?
Oh, here we go.
I guess I just outed myself as a nerd. It's okay. It's all right. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody hear about this yet?
Okay, obviously, you know me. I'm a tech junkie.
That's what I'm saying
about it. I didn't get to see when they actually showed this. It was like I saw like the 3-minute breakdown of it. Yep. I'll tell you what, though. I did see the $3,500 price tag. I will say I saw that. I mean, it's Apple. So did we expect any less?
So I'm going to stop sharing that real quick, but because it's going to bring me to my next point. That's not what I want you to react to, but let's just talk about the Vision Pro that Apple is releasing, down the line, they say. Essentially, it's what we've all been waiting for. It's like an Oculus type of augmented reality with mixed reality stuff type of thing. You can have everything at your, little digital fingerprints and kind of open up your apps just by putting these goggles on. It's essentially the Tony Stark. It's to make you Tony Stark. But what I want you to react to is going to be this next little piece of news. Hold on. Coming in. Boom. Read that headline. Disney and Apple team up for mixed reality. Hello.
So my understanding is that Iger was there. Are you going to show it? Go ahead.
I don't know if is
that what it is?
So this is the whole thing. Okay. This is the whole. Hold on. I think I can. This is nice. This is what we do here. This is crazy because I was sitting here with Christy. And I was going, wow, what happened? That was the goosebumps moment for me. Yeah, for sure.
No, the tech is incredible. I'll give there's no question about that. And I don't think this is meant to be mainstream. I will tell you though, the bits that I have seen, this is more like a media consumption device, more than say what we typically understand with a Quest, Oculus, or Meta, whatever they want to call it now, or HTC, the Vive.
We communicate, collaborate, work, and enjoy entertainment. And the Walt Disney Company is the world's leader in entertainment. So I'm thrilled to introduce Bob Iger, CEO of Disney.
Boom! There it is.
Wow.
Thanks, Tim.
It's a privilege to be here with you.
Same outfit as always. Yeah, and he comes out here, and essentially what he talks about, I'm not going to run through this whole segment here, but I'm going to kind of skip forward to, okay, this is pretty cool. Ready? Watch this.
Yeah, man.
This is when you have these goggles on, you can have these characters come to life and kind of interact with your environment.
Yeah.
That's what augmented reality is. Look at this.
Oh, no, it's incredible.
You want to bring Disney World to your countertop? There you go.
Yeah. No, listen. Anybody that wants to see something, I mean, it's incredible. It's just
and
if it didn't cost so much damn money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. So there is a price point of $3,500, but I understand the technology as to why it possibly would cost that.
Remember this, Mike. We know technology, right? And what does technology do? When it first comes out, it's expensive as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, it comes down, and then it's very affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
This is just the first run, but everybody will now start trying to copy Apple. And it's just how it works.
And here's the thing, too, is they also released it called the Vision Pro. So what does Apple also do, or what they're known for, is having multiple lines of things, right? You have your iPhone, your iPhone Pro, your iPhone Mini, your iPhone, 10 Plus. So who knows if there's going to be a everyday man and average Joe version of this to not have all those crazy features. But the big news here is they said that Disney Plus is going to be one of the first things that's readily available on this platform, on this Vision Pro. Do you think this will impact Disney Plus in a good way, in a bad way, or nope, just it's not going to do anything? It's just another,
Well, I mean, I guess at that price point, I don't think it's going to affect it a ton, because I don't think that this is going to be, readily available for everybody to purchase to have like a significant effect on the Disney Plus subscriptions or anything like that, in my opinion. I mean, if it's $3,500, I mean, wow.
Right. And Disney Plus being readily available on day one that this Vision Pro is sold, I don't think it's really a bargaining chip or an incentive for me to go buy this $3,500 device either.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, that's cool that it's there, but chances are, if I have Disney Plus already, I can, or if I go and I buy this thing, means I'm able to afford this $3,500 starting point device. Chances are I'm probably subscribed to everything, including Vanderpump Rules, whatever it's called. So,
exactly. Larry made the exact point I was going to make. I mean, at 3,500, you're not going to sell enough of them to really where it's going to make some massive difference in Disney Plus subscription numbers, and people are not going to get this just to subscribe to Disney Plus.
Yep.
You can get it on every device now, your phone and everything. So I don't think it changes that. It's not going to hurt it, but I don't think it's all of a sudden going to change any of the numbers. But it's a smart marketing ploy to get, just to say, hey, look, the Walt Disney Company is part of what we do. Everything with Pixar and everything that Apple and them work together and stuff like that. And also, it depends the amount of tech that they put into it in the software itself. If it's just a streaming service, which, as you just saw in the demonstration where Mickey kind of interacts with stuff like that, that'll pull some people in. But yeah, and exactly, and like Chrissy said, 3,500, I can actually go to Disney. Yes, the point is, though, I think the Vision Pro is kind of like a business model for companies, because you're supposed to be able to do workflow in this, media consumption, things like this. Of course, you're going to have very wealthy people, or not even wealthy, that just don't mind spending the money. Probably the same person that spent $6,000 on 2 days in the Star Cruiser. Exactly. I don't know. Right. But outside of that, that's what you're talking about. Now, is this thing going to go mainstream? No, not at that price. But this is Apple pulling people in. They start cutting back on certain things, and they'll bring it down to, say, I don't know, 1,200, because most of the higher end ones do that, so that you could do it. So I think Apple's this is their first jump into it. No, they're not going to go on. They're not going to end up with meta numbers, or the Quest 3, or the Quest 3 was just announced, but Quest 2, there's no way they're doing that. And again, that's not their goal. I know that. These guys have a whole ecosystem. These guys have a chance to do something like that. But again, right now it looks like it's more of a media consumption thing, where it's almost like, using a virtual reality, or augmented reality type of thing.
And here's the thing too, is because Disney recently pulled out of the metaverse. They kind of got out of that world completely.
Right.
So I wonder if this was a last minute game time decision by Iger to kind of like start this partnership, or if this was planned even before Iger from the get-go, even with Chapek, or even before Chapek. I wonder how long this was actually in talks for, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. It reminds me of that movie Ready Player One.
Yeah, that's what Chrissy said too. She's like, it's that movie you showed me the other day.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if I would go as far as the private jet category. I mean, it's up there, but it's not quite that expensive. I think
like Joey said too, like eventually like the price point will come down. I mean, $1,200. I mean, everybody's got a $1,200 device in their pocket anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
and a lot of the higher end VR headsets, I'm like I said, I'm big into tech. I have multiple VRs. I got one, as you can see, it's hanging on the Vive is literally right behind my head, sitting on the wall. That's the original Vive. I've got the Quest 2 downstairs. Definitely going to be getting the Quest 3 because it's really good, especially for Aiden and stuff. It's, the freedom and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
I've been into VR for a long time. VR is really good. It just depends on what you use it for, but it is a niche thing. I know the the PlayStation, the PSVR 2, which just came out recently, was actually pretty good. I like the specs on it. And I have a PS5. The damn thing's as much as a PS5. I don't know if it's enough for me to get that for it because I've already got a whole bunch of PC VR stuff. So it's kind of one of those things. But VR is still, which is great tech, and it's coming along, but it's still just, it's a niche market still. And, they're doing well, but it's a niche market. It's just, you have to understand that. And obviously Apple knows that because at that kind of price, you're really getting into a niche market, I mean, we all know Apple customers have money and a lot of them spend a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's not going to be mainstream. They're not going to be selling as many as they sell iPhone 14 Pros or Maxes, any of that stuff.
I think it's really great. The most exciting part for me is that they still have a working relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, we've did a whole episode, will Apple buy Disney? Disney has had partnerships with Apple going back all the way to the purchase of Pixar. So, and even before that. So just to see them pair up once again for some kind of marketing partnership is good. I mean, obviously two Titans in their respected fields teaming up, it's a home run regardless, win-win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm glad to see tech. I always love seeing new stuff in the niche in the market. Even if it's a niche market, anytime you see a new, and honestly, Apple probably created a new category now because VR's around, but I think it is. It's going to be their own thing. And I'm not saying, I guarantee you're going to see something from like Samsung.
Oh yeah. This reminds me of Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox coming home, or his son coming home in the future. He's got the goggles on. He's just like, it's all that stuff. So it's about time. It's about time. We're way overdue. But that's
so we good for the night.
I think we're good for the night. We don't have a villain of the week.
Actually, I want to vote that Gene is the villain of the week. There you go. Thank you.
Repeat it. There you go. There you go.
But I do like Mike's throwing that on us, especially since that came out today, which is nice. iOS 17 actually looked like it, stuff like that. Yeah. So, I don't know if people know the connection that Mike has to Apple. So, they have no idea. So, there you go.
I love Apple.
Before we get out of here, Mike, any last words?
No, not really. No, actually, you know what? I got a little something to say. All right. So, I put out my first vlog in almost a month because we were working our way back from New York to Florida. And it was very time consuming. It was stressful and everything like that. We had to go back to New York and grab the last of Chrissy's things. Came back here, had a gallbladder attack, wasn't able to do any real vlogging. But I captured as much stuff as I could for a specific vlog that I did put out this morning. So definitely go to the Mousepiration YouTube channel, check it out because this is my first part 1, part 2 vlog. Part 2 is probably going to drop later this week, probably on Thursday. And I really love this vlog. It has a very deep meaning to me and myself, and I will explain a little bit more deeper about that in part 2. But of course, if you are here visiting the DVC for the first time, Disney Villains Club, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you like what we were talking about. If you didn't like what we were talking about, screw you, hit the thumbs button anyway because it's going to help out the channel for next time. And if you do want to keep up with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that stupid notification bell so you get notified every time we go live or put out new content. And keep in mind, we also have Castles and Cocktails coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. With Warlock Larry's Better Half. And we also, next week, we will be switching to 8 p.m. or 5 p.m. if you're on the West Coast time. So, that's it.
All right, Larry, you got anything?
I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. All, whatever it was. Mike B, of course. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always. And Mike B was actually in our live stream we had this weekend. So pulling double duty. I appreciate that. And it was great to have everybody back. Like I said, we've been kind of hit and miss schedule here. But hopefully just keep it going now. We got some momentum, maybe build it up here. Everybody's feeling good. Mike, feeling good. Joey, getting some work stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, man.
All right. Sounds good. Like you said, Mike, thanks for coming. Mods, everybody that came through, thanks for coming. And like Mousepiration said, if you love what we're doing, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the little bell. This way you're notified every time we go live or maybe another video pops up. Make sure you check out Castle of Cocktails and be sure to tell somebody you love them. And we'll see you in the next one.
Gene is such an idiot. You know, I just don't understand this guy. Like, what's he doing with his life? Get on the show, dude.